What this presentation is going to cover, the opportunities in social sciences and humanities in Horizon 2020, in the 2016-17 work programs, a review of the success of embedding SSH in 2014, tips for consortia building and making the most of social sciences and humanities opportunities, and finally a summary of what the presentation has been about. So I'm going to be talking about 20 minutes about these topics that I've just mentioned. Social sciences and humanities can be found across Horizon 2020. Ben spoke about Challenge 6, which is the main recipient of SSH opportunities. However, social sciences and humanities can be found across all three pillars of Horizon 2020. The Commission, through its Research and Innovation Program, is pushing the social sciences and humanities agenda, which means that social sciences and humanities have to be fully integrated into each of the general objectives of Horizon 2020. And this means that there's a focus on interdisciplinarity, and implementing the embedding agenda will require an entirely novel way of cross-disciplinary collaboration, and it will also be evaluated. And this is something I'm going to talk about in more detail, as evaluators are also being trained as to how to identify SSH in the proposals that are submitted to the many opportunities available in Horizon. So this is not the first time you see these diagrams. So these are the three pillars in Horizon 2020. And while the majority of funding for SSH can be found in the societal challenges pillar, and specifically in Challenge 6, there are opportunities in excellent science, industrial leadership, the other societal challenges, and also in the cross-cutting areas, the ones that I am National Contact Point, which are widening and SWAFs. And as this chart demonstrates, the funding has gone mainly to Challenge 6, but also it has been spread across the other societal challenges and the other pillars of Horizon 2020. So seen in a different way, 30% of the funding has gone to societal challenge 6, but 70% has gone to the, in terms of SSH, has gone to the other societal challenges and to the industrial leadership pillar. So that's a total of 235 million, 70 million going to Challenge 6, and 165 million to the other areas of Horizon 2020. And when looking at opportunities for embedding SSH, there are mainly two different ways of looking at it. One is the topics with an SSH component, and the others are topics expressly dedicated to SSH. So the SSH component are the ones that are multidisciplinary topics, where finding a solution requires knowledge and input from both SSH and STEM. So the main disciplinary focus is not in the SSH disciplines. And these require consortia building, so that various FOSI are included, but in which SSH may not be the main element of the proposal. And the other way of looking at these opportunities are topics expressly dedicated to SSH, in which finding a solution to the challenge that is described in the call relies on knowledge and input from social sciences and humanities disciplines. And the consortia will consist mainly of SSH expertise. So there are so many opportunities available in Horizon 2020 that it is not very easy to identify where the SSH opportunities are. And that's why the Commission has developed a flagging tools flagging tool which highlights the SSH opportunities. This is not precisely a user-friendly tool because it may come with a lot of results. So, for instance, over 200 calls were identified with SSH opportunities, and from there you would need to filter which ones are within your area of interest and expertise. However, it is worth having a look at it, and it will probably take you a bit of time to navigate through it, I have to say, and this is something that has been fed back to the Commission. They're looking into it. But it's worth having a look at the flagging tool and see where the opportunities that are within your area of expertise and interest may be for you. So this is you go to the participant portal for the flagging tool, you go to the participant portal, funding opportunities, and then there is the social sciences and humanities, and it lists the opportunities by SSH disciplines. It also provides guidance for applicants, guidance for evaluators, and the list of SSH flag topics. So in the list of SSH discipline, it is explained what is considered SSH by the Commission. On the guidance for applicants, it is an explanation of how the flagged tools and flag topics work. In the guidance for evaluators, that is something that is being shared with evaluators as to how to identify and evaluate whether the SSH opportunities have been covered, mainly in those topics where SSH is not the main focus of the call, but where it is embedded. And in the list of SSH flag topics, as I said, it's not very friendly. Maybe some of you are familiar with the Net for Society tool, which may be more user-friendly and more specifically focused on social sciences topics. And they did one list of SSH flag topics for the 2014-15 work program. And the 2015-16 flagging tool is relatively new, so it's still work in progress. As per the evaluation, the evaluators are being told which proposals have been flagged as with an SSH component. And then the evaluators have to really tick the box if something that has been flagged as SSH relevant is really addressing the SSH questions. If it's only focusing on, let's say, technology development, and it does not include either experts from an SSH background or addressing any SSH topics, then it will be marked negatively. I'm not saying it will not pass the threshold, but it will not score the 15 points that excellent proposals could score. I will quickly go through the 3 pillars and identify some opportunities for SSH. And as I said, given that there are more than 200 flag topics, I am not going to outline every opportunity, but just to give you a flavor of what is available. In terms of the first pillar, in excellent science, there are several opportunities in the European Research Council frontier, in the future and emerging technologies, in Marie Curie actions, and in research infrastructures. For instance, in the Marie Curie actions, there are opportunities for mobility and networking building, and the SSH shares approximately 10%. And SSH serves by one of the 8 evaluation panels. In terms of future and emerging technologies, this focuses on research beyond what is known, accepted, or widely adopted, and it supports a novel and visionary thinking to open promising paths towards new technological possibilities. Therefore, FET funds interdisciplinary collaborations that seek genuine cross-fertilizations and deep synergies between a very broad range of sciences, including life sciences, social sciences, and humanities. So just to give you an example, the integrating activity, or infraia call, is it will combine in a coordinated manner networking activities to foster a culture of cooperation between research infrastructure, scientific community, industry, and other stakeholders. So from the outset, it doesn't look like very SSH relevant. However, it has been flagged as SSH, and if you are not from an SSH background, if there is a topic that has been flagged as SSH relevant, it is better to include some expertise of SSH disciplines. So yeah, it is indicated in the call that it must include social sciences and humanities, access to European social science data, archives, and official statistics. In terms of industrial leadership, the second pillar, it aims to make Europe a more appealing location to invest in research and innovation, and the program seeks to stimulate the growth of potential European companies and targeting SMEs in particular. So the opportunities available in industrial leadership from an SSH perspective include societal aspects of new and emerging technologies, which again doesn't seem to be very much SSH focused, but it has elements of societal acceptance, citizens' participation in decision making, ethical aspects, and technologies about changing lifestyles. Another example within the late pillar is the ICT call, Interfaces for Accessibility, in which the activities shall include social sciences aspects, including potential risks and challenges, privacy, gender, and ethical issues. Within the societal challenges, it is a bit more straightforward to see where the SSH opportunities are. And they are available in the 7 societal challenges. So, for instance, in Societal Challenge 1, in health, is about understanding the determinants of health and optimizing the effectiveness of healthcare provisions. In Challenge 6, which is about environment and climate change, it provides opportunities in terms of mitigation and adaptation strategies, resource efficiency initiatives towards a green economy, and the like. An example within the Challenge 1, Health and Well-being, is available in the called Personalized Computer Models and in Silico Systems for Well-being, in which it is indicated that proposals have to focus on multidisciplinary research in medicine, SSH, and ICT. So if they do not include this element, they will be marked down. Okay. Another example is the climate action example, in which it also indicated that transdisciplinary approaches, including social sciences, are considered necessary to address this specific challenge. I was talking once with a person of the Commission, and he was saying that every word in a call has been discussed, and it's not just a coincidence that a word is there. So if it says that it is necessary, then take it as it is necessary. It's not something that is optional. In terms of the review of the success of embedding SSH in societal challenges and lead, the Commission recently went through a program in which it was reviewing how SSH has been embedded in the 2014 submission. As the embedding agenda is new, the Commission is committed to reviewing it on a periodic basis, and this will include only the societal challenges and the second pillar. It will not include anything of the first pillar and of the cross-cutting activities, such as swaths and widening. And this is the report. The slides are going to be shared with you, so this has a link to the report where you can read in more detail. I'm going to just talk about the highlights of that report. So the early indications of that report is that there is a lot of room for improvement on embedding. However, the UK has done well in the embedding agenda, particularly for social sciences. The main findings are that SSH contributions have to be thought of from the inception of a work program. So this is very much upstream level, in which the actors that are involved, such as the program committees and the director generals, have to be aware of the SSH opportunities that could be available in each of the areas that are available through Horizon 2020. This is what's called the upstream embedding. Regarding the variety of SSH disciplines, contributions from economics, business, and marketing have been the ones that are most successful, with 53%. Political science, public administration, and law have a 38% of the share in the integration of SSH. However, humanities and arts are quite underrepresented, with only 9% of funded projects with an arts and humanities component. Societal Challenge 6, not surprisingly, accounts for 70 million of the 236 millions that have been awarded to SSH in all of Horizon 2020 Societal Challenges and Pillar 2. And therefore, the spread of SSH within the different parts of Horizon 2020 is very unevenly spread. Well, however, the UK has been the lead for embedding SSH across the various parts of Horizon 2020. It has a significant advantage over Germany, which is the second place. So the UK has done very well in embedding social sciences and humanities and participating in cross-disciplinary projects and in Societal Challenge 6. In terms of the disciplinary spread, as I mentioned, economics, business, and marketing is the main area where SSH funding has gone, followed by psychology and political science, public administration, and law. However, humanities, anthropology, and history have had a very small share of the SSH budget. This chart shows how the SSH has been embedded within the various societal challenges. So not surprisingly, Societal Challenge 6 has a very good share of SSH integration. And it's also worth mentioning that Challenge 2 and Challenge 7 have also been very successful in securing or in embedding social sciences and humanities. But there's still a lot of room, and I'm aware that it's not that easy to embed social sciences and humanities, for instance, in the leadership and industrial technologies. And well, in other societal challenges, as the Societal Challenge 5 has almost, a very small share of embedding SSH. So what I spoke about, the strategies for making SSH more easily embedded in the whole of the Horizon 2020 work programs. There's the upstream preparation, in which the Advisory groups and program committee meetings are aware and are designing calls in which social sciences and humanities are necessary or are recommended. They engage in consultation exercises. In terms of the evaluation, evaluators are also being trained and targeted on social sciences and humanities opportunities. And downstream strategies, the Commission has committed to have regular monitoring system of the SSH embedding in its work programs. So the next part I'm going to cover is is the embedding agenda and building consortia in Horizon 2020. Obviously, most of the opportunities are not in societal challenge 6. If we are thinking about quantity, then challenge 6 will be just a small part of it, which is where most of the SSH opportunities are available. But there are many ways of finding opportunities in other areas, and the Commission has organized several brokerage events, and these can be accessed through, for instance, Cordis in the participant portal. But through the UK, there are also other avenues, which are, for instance, the UK Research Office in Brussels. If you are not part of UCRO, just go through their portal and subscribe as a member. They send emails and they contain very useful information about Horizon 2020 opportunities and other information related to European funding. The UK also has its website of Horizon 2020 National Contact Points. And there are other project partner search tools, such as Cordis through the Horizon 2020 portal. This is what Cordis looks like, and you can run a search in the research partners section. However, you have to be just with a bit of caution with this, because it can throw a very large number of results, and not all of the results may be helpful for you. So I'd recommend, once you have identified a partner, and it's also a cold call, as I would put it, talk to them, meet them in person before committing to sharing any sensitive information, or before starting to work in projects. Get to meet your partners before committing to any further work. But here, well, also in the more positive side, you can either search for people who are willing to coordinate a project or just to be part of a project. There, for instance, academics sometimes may have a lot of expertise in one area, but they may not have any experience coordinating a project. Therefore, try to put the strengths together and then see where the opportunities would be for one, where there are not so many opportunities for the others. So either go as a coordinator or as a partner and meet them in person. There are other online brokerage tools. You will be perhaps more familiar with Net for Society, which provides the opportunities mainly for the social sciences and humanities through the Challenge 6 program, but there are also other opportunities available that have been flagged by the Commission. And a relatively new tool is Pyrrhus, which has been developed by the University of Warwick, but it is open to all researchers who want to be part of it. So just to sum up, the key messages that I have tried to convey on behalf of my colleague Helen, who would have done this presentation much better, is that social sciences and humanities is embedded across all of Horizon 2020, not only Challenge 6, and the Commission has developed the flagging tools, which helps to identify the opportunities that are available. And well, they are available in all of the societal challenges, in the cross-cutting areas and in the 3 pillars. And if the calls are flagged, SSH should be involved in, and it will be marked down if it is not involved, and it will gain extra points if it is involved in the research proposal. So bear this in mind, as this will reflect on your final score.